Thank you. Yeah. As of now, you cannot create any Force.com project in your Eclipse. So when you open an Eclipse, it will give you, when you click on new, it won't show you these types like Force.com project, Apex class, or all these components. It won't show you. So to do this, we need to add a plugin for Eclipse. So there is a Force.com plugin for Eclipse, so that we can use this Eclipse as our developer environment, IDE. So whatever we did changes here, once we save it, it will compile into our Force.com organization. So to do that, we need to install plugin. So that process is straightforward. If you will be going on help, click on install new software, then it will be showing available software sites. If you click on this, you will be adding this part, force.com IDE media.developer.force.com, this part. Once you add this, it will show you the available versions. You will be selecting this and then next. So everything will be listed here. If you go to this, so the step-by-step process will be listed here. So first we need to install Eclipse, then select help, install new software, then click add. After adding this URL you need to add into the force.com here. Then it will list down all the available software. Then you will be selecting those and the next button will be highlighted, then as normal software installation process. So I'll share this link with you. You can try this. So once you created this, from now on you can create any project in your any force.com project in your Eclipse. So how to do that, I will tell you. Now you will be going to your Eclipse as a normal. Here's my Eclipse. Yeah, here. Then it will ask you a workspace. Just create a new workspace. Now I'm going to create a new workspace. So my workspace will be created in E folder, this training dev project. This is my folder. Whatever, if I write any code in Eclipse, then it will be stored in this folder. Once you selected the workspace, okay. Eclipse will be open like this. Now click on File, New. The force.com. Force.com. Now you can create your force.com project. While creating a project, give any project name. Project name should start with small. So this username is your Salesforce username. Whatever username you are trying to log in into your Salesforce, the same username you have to give here. And then give your password. And then security token. This security token you can generate it from here. So what is security token? Click on personal, reset my security token. So this security token will be used whenever we are logging in from third-party tools. Other than Salesforce, if you are logging in from any third-party tool, from data loader. So if you install data loader, there also you can see another option. There are two options for login. OAuth authentication and normal authentication, something like password or something will be there. If you select a different option, it will ask you username and password. If you gave your Salesforce username and password, it won't log into data loader. Along with the password, you need to append this security token. Whenever you are logging in from third-party tools, we should use this security token. This is unique 25-digit token. It will be unique for each user. So once you reset your this security token will be resetted whenever you change your password. If you don't change your password, the same security token you can use it. Once you change your password, this security token will be resetted. So this is the first time I using my security token. Now place the security token here. So I told you what is sandbox. What is a sandbox? We
Store our
discussed.
production data.
Pardon?
To store the entire production data.
No, sandbox. Sandbox is a developer environment. It's not production data. Right. We need some environments to develop our project. Right. I cannot build a project in my production environment. Production environment is only for live users. So that's what we discussed, right? There will be different type of sandboxes. Developer sandbox, developer pro, full copy, partial copy. Depending upon the requirement, all development will be done in our sandboxes only. All your live users will be there in your production environment. So as of now, we are not using sandbox. How can I differentiate whether it's a sandbox or it's a production? Hmm? How will you know whether you are in production environment or you are in developer environment?
Sandbox will have cs.salesforce.com.
Okay, that means uh, how it will recognize whether it has to take you to sandbox or it should take you to production.
Test.salesforce.com for sandbox.
Yeah, if you if you requested test.salesforce.com in your URL and you gave your credentials, it will take you to your sandbox. If you use login.salesforce.com and provide your credentials, it will take you to production or developer environment. So as of now, we are in developer environment. I'm selecting developer. This is a developer environment. So click on next. Now it will fetch all the components. As of now, what are the components there in my Salesforce organization? Oh, sorry. So it will fetch all the components, objects, profiles, Apex classes, page layouts, profiles. So it's asking which components you want to fetch. So right now I'm asking Apex class, visual force component, page, trigger and static resource. Or you can choose another component also. So first select this, finish. Now your project is ready. You can go here and you can see classes. If we written any classes, it will be listed here. So on the day we created an addition class, so that class is there. And I told you every component will have a metadata. So this is the metadata file for this particular class. So this is a metadata. We won't understand this metadata, but each component will have its own metadata file. Everything we save in a metadata. At starting class we discussed metadata. So this is nothing but something like an XML file. In the same way we created a trigger, so that trigger is also fetched. You can see. So if we do any changes here in this code, we save it, then it will automatically reflect in your Salesforce environment. So this is like a IDE for developing, writing your code. You can use the force.com developer console or you can write here. But this is the preferred way. When you are actually working into a project, everybody will use Eclipse. So this is the way to configure. Just you will be going on help, install new software, then you will just copy this URL and place it here. Then it will fetch all the components. Then it will fetch all the components, that select all the components and next, next, next. Once you've done that, you will be coming here, click on window, open perspective. Then you can select force.com. After that you can create a force.com project. Is it clear? Yeah. What about yesterday? You did you did that? Any questions on that? I asked you to create to restrict, right? Whenever a opportunity is created with closed one, we should display. We should not allow any user to create a opportunity of closed one. So how you did that? How you did that? If you So here also you can also pull objects, everything. So I'll show you how to do that. Click on your project, force.com, add or remove metadata components, add or remove.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Doesn't developer console support all the if statements? I mean, all the statements, because
Ye-
why we need to use the third party tool like Eclipse?
Yeah. So generally, so Java you can also write in your text file and you can save it. Then why we are using Eclipse? Easy to maintain, right? In the same way,
Okay.
you can use. There are so many IDEs, but the most preferred one is Eclipse. And moreover, if you are working in like so many developers are there. So if you are using developer console, some changes might be overridden. So you are working on the same class and somebody is also working on the same class. If you try to save, so there might be some conflicts also, right? So if you use Eclipse,
Yeah.
it will be better. So not only Eclipse, there are so many other IDs also there. You can use Sublime Text Editor. Sublime Text Editor also, there is one more plugin. Right now from .NET, Visual Studio also they developed one more plugin. So it's up to you. But Eclipse IDE is easy other than all those IDEs.
Okay. Thank you.
It will take some time. Yeah, now whatever you want. See, these are all the components you can select. Approval process if you objects, standard objects, custom object, permission sets, profiles, queues. Workflows. You can select all. After selecting all, okay, apply. It will take some time. Now, as of now, in our project we only have classes, component pages, static resource, and trigger. Now we downloading all the components, all other components, whatever are there, objects, profiles, workflows, everything will be coming into your project. There you can see the metadata files of those components. Yesterday we are seeing queries. Yesterday we saw normal query. Did anybody tried queries? So by default, this list will be displayed depending upon the ID. It will order by ID. If you want to order it by some other column, you will be giving using this keyword, order by name. So now all the result and the entire results are ordered by depending upon the name. You can see by default, if you don't specify it, it will order in descending, ascending order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L depending upon the name. So if you want it in descending order, you can specify descending. Now the results will be ordered depending upon the name with descending order. So this is the keyword. If you want to order your results, then you can use order by, ascending or descending. If you want some certain number of records, then you will use limit. Now your query will retrieve only 10 results. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 records. If you want to add any, so here added one more filter called if phone number not equal to null, then only I'm asking only those records where phone number not equal to null. If you execute, maximum for 19 records, the phone number is not null. If I don't want only phone number, I can put some limit 10. So where clause, it's up depending upon your requirement. We can use here and condition or condition where phone number not equal to null and name like. So here I am asking where phone number not equal to null and name like A. If any name starting with A, I want all those records. So as of now there is only one record. For other records the phone number is null. So that's why we are only getting one record where name is equal to A and phone number is not equal to null. If you go here, so you can see there are three records which are starting with A, but for this phone number is null. So that's why here we are only getting one record. Why? Because we added two conditions, filters, where phone number not equal to null and name like A. So that's why we are only getting one record. You can add as many filters as you like depending upon your requirement. So depending upon your filter, your results will be narrowed down. So if you have any currency field or any number field, then we can use min or max. Hello. Okay. So group by name or maximum of account number. If we remove this, you can see we are grouping the results by name column. For each account there is a name. So here we are using group by clause. This group by will order these results depending upon the field called name here. So we are querying name. Along with the name we are querying for maximum of account number. But here these records won't have any maximum number. So if you remove this, remove, so it's grouping the maximum of account number. If you have any number, it will give you exact results. Let me write. Table for records. So you can see maximum of this. There are so many bill records, but the maximum amount of total charge is 1200. If you want to get minimum, you can use min, and there is one more aggregate function called count. So if you use count, it will give you the total number of records on this object. Select count from bill. So there are total 5 rows. And if you use another object, there are 26 rows. If you want to know how many records are there in your opportunity, there are total 42 opportunities. These are simple queries. So these are simple queries. Any questions on these queries, you can practice. I'll give you a link so where you can find all these uh, different keywords so that you can go through it and you can practice. Now we need to discuss relationship queries. And your filter conditions. Then you can use your group by order by will take ascending or descending. If you don't specify anything, by default it will take as ascending. Then limit number of rows to a tree. So we have so many other clauses, but as of now these are enough. If you know these things, it's fine. If you know where how to apply filter, that is fine. And group by we'll use very rarely. Order by we'll use regularly. And limit if we want any limit. First you should be clear with filters, how to apply these conditions. Same thing, and or if you want multiple conditions to be together, either you can go with and or. So this is normal query syntax. SOQL syntax will be like this. It will start with select. It will have all the field API names, and then from the object name, and then where filter condition. Then you can add group by. Whenever you are using a group by, whatever fields you are using in your query, all those fields should be placed here. If you are using, for example, select name, phone, email, if we are using something like marks of from some object called customer. Then in your group by clause you need to include all these fields: name, phone, email. So otherwise you cannot execute a query. So whenever you are using any group by clause, like any aggregate functions in your query, then you have to include all whatever the fields are there in your query. It should be added in your group by clause. Otherwise it will give you an error. So as of now this is a single query. Now we will be seeing relationship queries. What type of relationships we have in Salesforce? What type of relationships we have in Salesforce?
Two types of relationship.
One to many, most probably one to many. So that means one record can have many childs, or one record can have one parent. One child will have one parent, right? Those are relationship queries. So first we see how to retrieve parent when executing query on child. Yeah, we saw cross object formulas, right? How we are writing cross object formula. If you are in a child and if you want to navigate into parent, how we are doing that? Cross object formulas.
We'll create a master detail relationship.
Yeah, relationship is already there. Suppose these are both are related, right? As of now, if you see, simple example, account contact are related. No. So when executing a query on contact, yeah, this is my contact query, right? This will give you all the records in contact, their ID, phone name and their respective phone number. So when doing this, I want to get this related account name. Each contact is associated with one account, right? So when you open any account, so this is my account and this is a contact. This contact, you can see this contact is associated with this account, Burlington Textiles Corp America. So when running this query itself, I want to get the account name. So if I use account ID, it will give, I told you, right, whenever we are accessing a relationship field, it will store the record ID. If you run this query, it will give you the related record ID, but I want this related account name. So that is what relationship queries will be useful, where relationship queries are useful. So if you do like this, it will give you only the related parent ID, but we need the account name instead of again querying it. So what I can do is I can save all the account IDs in one list and I can again query those accounts. So but what will happen, unnecessarily I need to query two times. First I need to query contacts, and all related accounts I can put it in one list or set. Then again I can query those account names. So if we don't have relationship queries, then what I supposed to do is, first I'll execute this. I'll keep these values in one contact, list of contact. We'll do like this, and again iterate this. So I'm taking set here. So when you are iterating it, just put into this set ACC dot add c dot account ID. We don't want contact IDs to save. I want account ID. I'm putting account ID here. Why? Because I need this account name. So I'll do it like this, and again I'll run a query. Sorry, it's not required. Name from account. I only want these records where ID is equal to ACC IDs. So this much code we need to run, right? So first we are getting contacts. From that contacts you are taking account ID and you are saving in one set. Why? Because set won't allow duplicates. I don't want any duplicate variable, duplicate IDs. Anyway, if there is 5 contacts for the same account, or 1 contact for the same account, anyway one ID is enough. So I'll be using set. I don't want any duplicates. So that's why I'm taking into a set, and I'm querying only those accounts where ID is in this particular set. So it will give you all the accounts related for this contact. Instead of writing all these things, we can use a relationship query. How to write those relationship query is, select account ID. If you use like this, account dot name. So when you run this, when returning this contacts, at the same time it will give you the account name also. So this is called relationship. This is the relationship established between the contact and account. So you will be using that relationship name dot field name. If you want any other field from account, this is how it will work. This is for standard objects. From opportunity, If you want from opportunity, the same thing. When it's giving you the opportunity ID name, at the same time it's giving you related account name, and related account phone number. So this is from child to parent. Opportunity is your child, and at the same time you are getting your parent record values also. We are retrieving parent record values. This is child to parent. This is for standard objects. If it is a custom object, then you have to know this child relationship name. You can go to the particular object. So when we are running on bill, if you use patient underscore underscore C, it will only give you if you write patient underscore underscore C from bill underscore underscore C, it will only give you the patient record ID, but we need the related patient name. So to get that, what we have supposed to do is, instead of C, we will be using R dot name. So it's giving the patient name. That is auto number, so you are getting like this, and instead of that, no such field. So this is the bill details, and this bill is for this patient. This bill is for this patient. This patient underscore underscore C will store record ID. I told you, whenever we create a relationship, that relationship will hold record IDs. So that's why it's holding record ID. But I don't need this record ID. Along with record ID, I need the name of the patient. So you can use this kind of syntax. You will be using this patient underscore. If you use patient underscore underscore C, it will give you the ID. So same thing we are doing it in cross object formulas, right? When you select on any object, select a field, there will be further navigation to go to the up to parent. So there also we'll be using like this, patient underscore underscore R. This will go to the particular record and it will fetch the name. This is the way to navigate from child to parent. If it is a standard object, no need to use underscore underscore C or underscore underscore R. If it is a custom object, we are supposed to use it. This is for standard objects. This is for custom objects. This is from child to parent. When we are querying child record, we are getting parent record values also. Is it clear? Child to parent. But when we are navigating from parent to child, one parent will have meaning child record. So in that scenario, we need to use inner query. Select ID, comma name, comma phone. Along with this, you also want child record. So you have to use inner query. Select ID, name from contacts. From account. So what this will do is whenever while retrieving a single account record, it also retrieves the related childs. Here it will give you ID, comma name, comma phone per account. Along with that, it will give you list of contacts. This is the way to navigate to get all the child records from when you are querying parent itself. So when you do this, you will get list of records. You can see this is the account ID, account name, phone. Along with that, it's also giving the list of contacts. This account is having one contact. There is one contact for them. Here it's null. If you don't want, here it is null. These are null. For this account, there is no contact. If you don't want those records, then you can add. So if you want opportunities along with this, so this is your account name, this is your contacts, there are no opportunities. This is your contact and there is no opportunities. This is your parent record and this is your child records. If you have multiple childs, it will be multiple list. If you see here, there are two records. One contact and another contact. This contact we asked for ID and name. So it's giving you ID and name. In the same way for this opportunity, ID and name. Whatever fields we mentioned here, only those fields are retrieved. This is from parent to child. You are querying parent record. At the same time, you are getting childs. These are childs. And this is for standard objects. If you want to do the same thing for custom objects, You can see this patient is not having any bills and this patient is having 4 bills. So this is the way, instead of using underscore underscore C, we need to use bills underscore underscore R. So if you use like this, then it will give you the parent along with the list of childs. One to many, one parent will have many childs. This is the way to write a query when you want to navigate from child to parent. Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay. Right, now we learned queries. Now you can write triggers. So yesterday we are discussing trigger. So whenever you run any query, those queries will be listed here. You can go through all your queries. If you run any query, those queries will come here. It's available here. Recently executed queries. If you want to run anything, you can just click on it. It will come here and then you can execute here. If any error is in this query, it will list it down here in the below part. Once you write a query, hit on execute. It will show the results here. The recently executed list queries will be here in the history. Okay. If you want to open this record from here, you can click open detail page. It will open that particular record detail page. So this is a patient and this patient is having 5 bills. If you want medications also, we can also include this medications in this query itself. Whatever query we have written here, we can add one more inner query. It will give medications also. So now coming to triggers. Now in lookup relationship, can we create roll-up summary fields? There is a lookup relationship between account and contact, right? Now I want to display how many contacts are there for a particular account. So if I'm going here, so when I'm opening this, so I want a field. So there should be a field here on my account. It should show me how many contacts are there for this particular account. Like if there are one contact, it should show here 1. If I'm adding any new contact for this account, it should automatically update it to 2. If I'm adding one more contact, it should come as 3, like roll-up summary field. If it is a master detail relationship, I can directly create roll-up summary fields. But the relationship between account and contact is lookup, so I cannot create roll-up summary fields here. So I want the same functionality. Whenever I'm adding a contact, it should show me the number of contacts as how many records are there, those much number should be there. So how to do that? For now, just I need only count. If I'm deleting any contact, it should update the number. As of now, if there are 5 contacts, now I'm deleting one contact, it should update as 4. If I'm adding any contact, it should update as +1. So how to do that? How can we do that? Any ideas? Hello? Yeah. Can anyone tell me how to do that if you have any idea? So one thing is sure is we need to write a trigger, right? With trigger only we can do. Otherwise we cannot do anything. So with formula fields, you cannot count how many childs are there. So one thing is sure is we need to write some custom code here. So that to trigger. So we need to write a trigger. So on which object first we need to write a trigger? So whether it is on account or it is on contact.
On contact.
Yeah, you already know it. I'm asking for others. So first we need to write a trigger. One thing is sure, to achieve this functionality. For context for input. To do this, first we need to create a new field on account. Custom fields. It should be a number. Save. Is it audible now? First we created a field, then we need to start writing a trigger. So one thing is sure, we need to write a trigger and that too on contact. Why? Because why should I write a trigger on contact? Hmm? No, whatever DML operation I am doing is I am doing on contact. I am adding a record on contact. Depending upon that, we need to update parent. So that way, so first we need to figure out which record we are doing a DML operation. So depending upon that, we need to write a select that particular object for our trigger. So here we are doing all DML operations on contact. Either I'm inserting a new contact or deleting a new contact. So your trigger should go on contact object. So depending upon this, only your parent should update. So your trigger will be on contact. What should be my events?
Before delete, after delete.
Okay. Before delete, after delete. What should I do in before delete and after delete? Why we need both conditions? So we need to increase the count in insert scenario. We should not go for before delete. We should go for after insert, after delete. These two are fine. We don't require update operation. Why? Because if you are updating a record, you are not doing anything, right? The count won't be changing anything. When we are doing any update, the count won't change. Just we are changing the record itself. So we don't need any update operation. After insert, after delete is enough. Now if trigger dot is after and trigger dot is insert, if it is after insert, do this. If it is insert, then we are iterating a contact. At the same time, we need to get the related parent. Account A is equal to select ID comma. We need this field. Where ID is equal to C dot account ID. So your account will be here, and now A dot plus one, do it and update A. This is an insert scenario, right? Already if there are 5 contacts, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing plus 1. Now it will be 6. Once after doing this, we need to write an update statement. Update account record. This is for insert operation. For delete, So either it can be after insert or after delete. We are only having two scenarios. So I can simply use else condition. Else in after delete condition we cannot use trigger.new, so we have to use only trigger.old. So trigger.old will have all the deleted records. You will be iterating that one, and when iterating you will be getting the account ID, and you will be doing here -1, here +1, here -1. Creating the trigger. Just we created a new field, so it not refreshed. Let us refresh it. Contacts. A dot number of contacts, a dot number of contacts. Now it is saved. Save it. Line 6 column 1. Yeah, you can see here it's giving you null pointer exception. Why? Because this value is null. So that's why it's not finding anything and it's giving you null pointer exception. So it's going to this record and it's giving you this Burlington Textile Corporation. Let me open this. It's fetching this record. But what we are trying to do is we are trying to fetch where is that field? Where is that field? Yeah, number of contacts. As of now it is null. So what we are trying to do is for null we are trying to add one null. This entire value is null. If anything is null in Apex, it will give you null pointer exception like this. You can see here system.null pointer exception. So we are trying to dereference a null value here. So as of now there is no value in number of contacts. For null we are trying to add one value plus one. So it's giving you null pointer exception. So before doing that we need to check it. For the time being I'm adding one here. Just save it. But this is not the correct code. You need to do some modifications. You should do it. If you go here to the related account, so as of now there are two contacts. This code is not correct. Can anybody point out what's the mistakes we are doing here? Can anybody point out what mistakes we are doing here? Come on.
You're adding one to null value.
That is there. And any other thing we are assuming, right? We are assuming always there will be a value in number of contacts, but we don't know. For the first time, if I am creating a new record, suppose for the first time I am creating a new contact for this account. As of now there is one contact, but still this number of contacts it is not one, right? It's not one.
Yes. Yes.
So we are assuming that. I assumed it and I written a code like this, but it's not the correct. To get accurately, to run it perfectly, what changes I should do here in this code? So this should be how many contacts are there for this particular account. That should be there, right, on this number. Instead of adding plus one or minus one, what can I do? I can run. What can I do? How will I know how many contacts are there for this particular account? How can I know that? Hmm? So here I'm retrieving account, right? Along with that, I want to get number of childs. How can I get how many childs are there for this particular
By using
account?
inner loop. By using inner loop.
Inner
In,
inner
in,
loop.
in I mean,
Yeah, you have to use inner query. So I want you to modify this trigger. Do whatever changes, it should work perfectly. Instead of assuming, you should you should not do plus one or minus one. Always what you are supposed to do is take the number of child, how many childs are there, and add that value into this number of contacts. Instead of doing plus one or minus one, just when you are querying itself, fetch all the number of childs and add that value in here. If you're done with that, then yeah, then create any number field or currency field in contact and show the minimum, maximum, whatever we can do with roll up summary fields, what we can do, sum, count, minimum, maximum, all those 4 options should be there on your account. If you're finished with this, first I did count, now you have to do sum, minimum, maximum. If I'm adding any in account, there should be 4 fields, number of contacts as it's there. In the same way, there should be minimum contact amount, maximum contact amount, sum of contact amount. You can create one currency field on contact. Whenever you are updating or inserting, that field should be updated with its respective values. So whatever it's happening with roll up summary field, I want the same thing on lookup. So as of now, there is a lookup relationship between account and contact. So you should write the entire code by tomorrow. First, you need to modify this. So I'll be pasting it here. Just you can copy and refactor it. Please copy first, refactor this code. What you are supposed to do is just add an inner query, take the size of that list, and then add that value here. Okay, any questions? Any questions when you are doing inner query? Yeah.
Sir, are there the fields are there for the minimum and maximum?
No. You need to create it. So I created, right? So
Oh,
as
that you created for the
yeah,
contacts.
yeah,
No.
number of
Okay,
contacts, I
sir.
created new field. Same
Okay, sir.
3 more fields you should create it, and you should populate values on those field whenever you are updating it, inserting a new record, updating a new record, or deleting a new record. Those fields should get the latest minimum amount, maximum amount, those values. Same, right? What with rollup, Salesforce is giving that functionality, but for lookup it's not there. So now you have to implement that. Is it clear? Here, I didn't told you how to get the number of, right? Here it will be this query will give you list of accounts. So now assign it to one variable account. Now from this accounts, if you want to get contacts or opportunities, what you are supposed to do is, because this will be a list of accounts, right? What you will be doing is when iterating, when you get account to get list of contacts. Is equal to a dot contacts. If you want to get opportunities, is equal to a dot I dot opportunity. Simple thumb rule is, see, whatever you are using here, put that here for this reference variable. First one account will come. For that account, if you want number of contacts, copy this a dot contacts. Copy this a dot opportunities, a dot opportunities. It will give you a list of opportunities. Why? Because one account will have many childs, many contacts, and at the way, same way, many opportunities. This is the way to get inner query results into a list. So you are iterating accounts, have at that time, if you want contacts into a list, number of childs into a list, you will be doing like this. Okay, now first thing is to refactor this code and then add minimum amount, maximum amount conditions also. Those related code also here. Is it clear?
Sir, for the contacts, for the contacts list, do we need to create a new list? Specify like for the list of contact in the previous. Do we need to create a new list?
Yeah, obviously here. So if yeah, obviously because you want size, right?
Yes, sir.
You need to figure it out. Either you can go for count, you can do anything. So I'll be checking each and every one code tomorrow. So don't copy it. Try on your own. If you not get, that is fine. But you should try it. You can Google it out, whatever you can do. Just give a try. Then only you will learn. Okay. If any, if you stuck somewhere, give me like just ping me. I will be there to help you. First requirement is clear, right? Everybody. Yeah, okay then. Then just give a try.
Can you text the question in WhatsApp group?
Pardon?
Can you text the question in WhatsApp group because I was attending through phone?
You are attending through phone. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can someone do that for me? Can someone do that for me? Who will be doing that?
I will do it, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye. Today also late. I don't play.